Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a while since I made a video. My husband's been off for a long time. I've had my son here for, well, he went home last week, or went back to work last week. My husband went back to work last week for 2 days, and then he was off for 3 days, and so it's just been, I can't do a video with him here. It's just impossible. So anyway, I hope everyone had a great Christmas. We had a pretty quiet Christmas. We went to one of our daughters, had Christmas dinner with them and their kids, and then basically that's about the only ones we saw Christmas, even though we have 19 grandchildren. Most of them we saw other days, so that way it's not too hectic on that one day, because we got all these grandchildren from 11 on down to a baby, and that's just too many to have in one place at one time. So anyway, I didn't get any Christmas presents from anybody, so I bought my own Christmas presents after Christmas. My husband said, just buy what you want, for yourself for Christmas, and so that's what I did. So you'll see when I get to the haul part of this video that I bought some stuff. lots of, well, it's been a month since I made a video, so it's quite a bit of stuff here. So, but first of all, I wanted to tell you about my WIPs. I worked on several. All last month I worked on Christmas, and I had 2 finishes, which brought my finish total up for 2018 to 5. So that's not bad. That's really pretty good for me, considering. And so I just want to show you some of the ones I've worked on. The ones I worked on last month. This one is called Merry Christmas, and it's by Little Dove Designs. I bought this one in 2017, I guess. I started then, and I worked on it just a little bit last year, and then I worked on it a little bit again this year. So it's about going on halfway. I did the house and the 2 trees and what's below it, and those 2 little bird things next to the house. So it's coming along. I'd really like to get that one finished. So hopefully by next Christmas I can get it done. And so there's that one. Okay, then I started one called Merry Christmas Silhouette, and that's by Stony Creek. And I did that one, and I started it and finished it in a few days. It's I did this on Silk Weaver, opalescent. It's called Tiger's Eye. I have never worked on opalescent before. This is 28 count, and I did this with the call for. It called for a Threadworks. It's all the call for Threadworks except for the Merry Christmas is stitched in a Carrie's creation. It's called Cherry, I think. I'm not sure what the call. I think the other one's called Christmas Time or something like that. The Threadworks, I can't remember exactly, and I gave the leftover to my sister because I gave her the pattern, and so she's gonna stitch it too. So that's my first finished of my Christmas finishes. I also had a new start, which was the Lila Studio Christmas, or it's called Holiday. Well, Holiday Quaker. Just dropped my thread, and I'm doing this on the call for fabric. It's I think it's what is that? I'm sorry. Let's see. I think it's Dapple. Yeah, 40 count Dapple by Picture This Plus. And I got this much of it done. Now when I got to that Santa hat right there, that's DMC B5200. And I'm doing 1/2 on 40 count. Well, for some reason when I switched to the DMC, I just automatically, looped it over and did the loop start. So the pom-pom and the little ball there, or the little ball in that part is thicker. But I really liked it because, you know, it's supposed to be kind of like a fuzzy type thing anyway. So I thought it looked really good that way. So I really am enjoying working on that one. It's a lot of fun. And I can't wait to get back to that. But I'm not into Christmas stitching right now, so it's going to have to wait for a while because I have got a lot of new starts that I've done. I've done several new starts, and I got several more that I'm planning. And this is my other Christmas one that I started 2017 when I first, actually 2016, when I first started stitching. I started watching YouTube videos. I got on Stitch Mania, and they did their 12 days of Stitchmas, and I joined that, and so I found that Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas freebie, and I started this. This is on an 18 count, and I finished this one up. Had it right the first time. I had the first 3 days and the 5th day done, and then I finished the rest of them last month. So that's with DMC I'm not sure what that DMC. It might be 321 for the red. I don't remember the green, and of course black, and then I did all the crowns in gold. I put a little bit of royal blue in there, and like this right here, that's a DMC 550, I think, purple. So I changed it up a little bit, and it's not, doesn't look prim, but I like the prim look, but I just decided to do that brighter colors. So, well, I'll find that later. So that's what I worked on for Christmas last December. So, since Christmas, I decided to start, I've been doing the I-Stitch band samplers. They did the red band sampler, the blue band sampler, the black band sampler. Well, by the time I got to the black band sampler, which she gives a section a week. So by the time I got to the black band sampler, I was a little bit burnt out. I did go ahead and purchase the Sal, but I hadn't started it. Well, she's coming out with the amethyst band sampler next, so I went ahead and got that one. But I don't want to do it on a band. So I decided I have this Verdal. I got this from Needle in a Haystack. And so I'm going to put both of them on this one. This piece is 54 inches long. So I started the black band sample. I just got the first week done. And they're on week 25 or 26 now, and there's 28 weeks. So that's just the first part. And I'm going to do the other one next to it over here on this side. So I want to go ahead and get that one started so I'd know where to place the next, you know, when the amethyst band sampler comes out, which will be in probably about another month or so. So I started that one. Then I decided this year I want to work on some of my older WIPs. I've mostly been doing stitch-alongs, and which just looks like this year's shaping up the same way. I'm going to do a lot of stitch-alongs. But I decided that in between, I'm going to go ahead and start stitching on some of my older samplers. So I worked on this one, which I did a lot on this side, but I don't want to take it out of the key snap because I want to finish this page before I put it away. But I worked on that for a few days, a few days. And so I'm about halfway done. I think this is page 34. I'm a little over halfway, 34 or 55 pages. So, but I love this one. It's really fun. And this is by Martina Wienberg by Stickadine, you know. Anyway, that's black and DMC 115. That's what I'm using on that one. So I got that one done. I started working on that one again. And then I did the Weaver's Band sampler last year. And she's got several samplers starting this year, several stitch-alongs. And so I started, it's called the Weaver's Bird sampler. And it's going to be smaller than the other one is. And here it is right here. This is a 18 count. And it's dying for cross stitch, so it's not really got a name. It's kind of, you can see, it looks kind of yellowish there. And this is Carrie's Creation Royal Blue. So I haven't got a lot done, and this, you know, there's still a lot to go, but she's only given a part a month, so it might be, we might be able to get that done before then. Okay, and then, oh dear, where's that other one? Oh, yeah, here it is. Then I started the linen and threads. Now, I've started both of the linen and thread stitch-alongs from the 2 previous years, and I've not got very far on those. But this one, it shows that it's going to be maybe a little easier to keep up with. And this is week 1, or month 1. And I'm choosing my own colors. The middle part, the bird, which is hard to see. This is Vintage Country Mocha. It's 18 count. Okay, the body of the bird is in a Victorian motto. I can't remember the name of that one. This part is a Moselle. This one down here is a Moselle. This one's DMC 3843, I think. And this is the same as the bird. So I've got all the rest of the feathers on both sides to do and his crown. And then I'll be done with this month's section. And it's been a lot of fun working on that one, choosing the colors, and then of course you second guess yourself, and then you know how it goes. So, but I decided that's what I'm going to do, and so that's what I'm going to do. Then there's that one I was talking about in my last video, the Jan Houtman, or Jan, whatever his name is, stitch along. Now I'm not really sure about this one because he did some that I really wasn't that crazy about, and this one may be one of those because this is one of his designs, and they're doing it in a 49-week stitch along. This word is going to be something in Dutch. This is these red, white, and blue is the color of the Dutch flag, but of course red, white, and blue is the color of the American flag too. So, so this is part 1 done. So this is on 18 count. I'm not sure of the color of it, but some kind of 18 count. That's all I know. I'm not sure what. I might not have even had that. It might not even have a label on it. But so that's what I've been working on in the last month. And so I finished this last night, so I'm gonna probably start working again on the not the weavers, but well, either the weavers or the peacock. So that's what I've been working on. And so I've decided that, you know, I know there's a lot of people that's doing the no start 2019. And then they rushed and started 40 or 50 or 60 new starts at the end of the year, which I thought was kind of, you know, defeating the whole purpose. But, you know, that's kind of a cool way to do it. That way you already got all your starts done, and you don't have to worry about starting anything for the next year. So that might be fun. But I decided that, you know, if I want to start something, I'll start it. If I don't, I won't. And I'm just going to work on what I want to work on and try to keep up with some of my sales and try to work on some of my older WIPs. That's my goal, and basically to stitch every day. Now, I know there's probably going to be days that I'm not going to be able to stitch, especially if we go on vacation. We're thinking about going to Arkansas to see my son, so I probably won't get much stitching done then, if any, because, you know, I'll be driving for... We take that in a 2-day thing because it's 1,000 miles from here. So we go half the way and get up a hotel and then go that, you know, that's what we do there and back. And then I'll probably not spend more than 2 or 3 days there because really there's not a whole lot to do where he lives. And, you know, what can you do? But, you know, his wife left him this year, and you know, I just want to check up on him. I know he's 31 years old and technically he's an adult, but he's still my baby. And I want to make sure he's doing okay. So we'll probably do that in the springtime. And we hadn't decided whether we're going to the beach or not this year, but I'm thinking probably not. We usually go to the beach once a year, and it's a big thing. We take some of the kids with us. We rent a big old house right on the beach. It's wonderful, but it's really expensive. So we are thinking and looking into buying a house. We haven't found a house yet for sure that we want, but you know, I've always wanted to buy a house. I've never owned a regular. We live in a double wide right now. Now, I'm my husband's 3rd wife. And this house he bought this in 96 when he was married to his 2nd wife. Well, now, a lot of people don't understand why I feel like, you know, this is not really the same as our house because he had it with his second wife. And she makes little digs sometimes about this house, you know, when I've talked to her, which, you know, I try to avoid that, but, you know, you can't always avoid it. Even though the kids are all now grown now, thank God, I don't have to deal with her in that way most of the time, but I just still do have to see her occasionally. So we're looking into it and see if we can really afford it, you know, with our age. You know, I'm 60, he's 62. I don't want to put us in a financial bind if, you know, to buy a house, because it's not the most important thing. The important thing is for us to, you know, be able to make it comfortably and do what we want to do when we want to do it, and, you know, have a decent place to live. This is not a bad place. It needs a little bit of work, you know, upgrading and some cosmetic stuff, but, you know, I could stay here, you know, but if I had my choice, I'd buy a house. So we're looking into it, so we'll see how that goes. If that goes that way, then a lot of this haul stuff is going to have to definitely stop, which I'm trying to slow down now, but I have went off the rails this last month. I'm in so many clubs anymore, it's ridiculous. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you some of my haul from the last month. And I'll start off with, I'm going to start off with my, actually with my planned starts at this point. These are ones I'll plan on starting in the very near future. And this one is a Quality Designs. It's from Etsy. It's a Bristol orphanage sampler. And I've got the pattern, and it's a really big one. And this is what it looks like. Oh, that's my thing for the fabric, and, you know, different size counts and what the size I would need. I decided I'm going to do it on 28 count, 1/1. And there it is. I love these kind of samplers. All the alphabets, I really love them. And I ordered a really good, pretty red from Silks For You to do this in. I haven't got that yet because, you know, it takes a little while to get from here from Australia, so I haven't gotten that. This is one that I bought a while back, and I've got all the stuff in here for it. And it calls for, and one reason I wanted to do this one is because it calls for wool. And I've never worked with wool threads before, so I thought I'd go ahead and do this one. This is from this is Mary Ann Stinson, 1859, and this is from Mary Wynn Farms. And this is it. I've got all the call for threads. I got some fabric in here. I think it's I think this is Queen Anne's lace, is what I decided to stitch it on. No, this is a Silk Weaver Wexford linen in wheat. So that's what I'm going to stitch on. I don't know why, every time I look at that, I think it's Queen Anne's lace for some reason. I guess because it resembles it. Okay, I also have this one. This is from the Sassy Jacks. Is doing a Saxon band sampler, and they're releasing one band, I guess one band a month, in their newsletter, and they're doing it. It's a freebie, but of course you got to buy the threads and the fabric, and it's going to be a long one. It's like 710 stitches long, so you know, you need a piece about 50 inches long. I'm gonna do this on 40 count. I've got the fabric ordered. I haven't got it yet, and I got the threads ordered for this first band. So I'm excited about starting that one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Then, of course, Modern Folk Embroidery is doing another sale. So there's part one. I need to go ahead and get started on this one, get the frame started, and this is the first week or first month. I need to decide what threads to use. I don't know if I want to do monochromatic or what I want to do, but you know. And this is one that I kitted up last year, and this is the threads I'm using for that linen and threads one. I kitted this up last year, and there's a sale group on Facebook, and it's the Hands Across the Sea, Lozabelle Cox. Now I got the Victorian Motto threads for it, but I'm just doing this in 40 count mallow from 1-2-3 Stitch. You know, I'm using that a lot because it's really inexpensive compared to some of this other. I mean, this piece is like a half yard, and it was like, I don't know, maybe 30. I don't think it was even $30. It's like $20 some. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't. It was a lot cheaper than the other, you know, linens. Excuse me, I need a drink. So, set that down there. Okay, that's all that's right there. All right, now I can start laying my stuff over here when I show you. Okay, I got some fabric. This is now some of the stuff I ordered for certain things like threads and fabric, and I don't remember. This is 20 count vintage country mocha, and it's 18 by 21 piece. This is one of my favorite fabrics. I mean the color of it. Because I mean, you know, it's a beautiful neutral. I think any sampler would look great on that. Well, just about any sampler, whatever. So I really love that. But now I don't remember what I ordered that for. And here's some of the Dixie sampler. This is a 40 count apple cider. Oh, you can't really see that in there, darn it. It's really pretty. I love their fabrics. This is 46 count Christmas cookie. And here's a silk weaver. It's a Bergen, is that how you pronounce it? Bergen 46 count pearl gray. And I got this on their Facebook page sale. And then I'm on Under the Sea Fabrics page, and she did some like kind of gift bags, and this is high count fabric sampler, and it's got some 46 and 55, 56. This is a piece of 56 linen right here, and I ordered these threads from Amazon. This is machine embroidery thread because it's really, and it's a lot thinner than DMC, and I'm gonna try to stitch a sampler, a small sampler on that 56 just to try it out, because I haven't ever tried 56. 46 I've tried, I've done, and I do fine with it. So I thought, well, I'm going to push the limit and see if I can get 56. See if I can do it. Okay, and then this is her Thanksgiving. This is what I got for Thanksgiving because she had a big sale Thanksgiving and no shipping, and I ordered, here's 2 pieces of 56 I ordered to try. This one is called Crowning Glory, and this one is Swiss Miss. Then I got Tannenbaum, this is 46 count. Frankincense, this is also 46. This is Crowning Glory in 46. Swiss Miss in 40. Frankincense in 40. So I mean, I just went crazy. Here's a 36 count in Crowning Glory. So that's all of those. I think I have enough fabric, but I just cannot seem to quit. And also, Dying for Cross Stitch, she had a sale, and she did 50 bags of 50 DMC for $12.50. So I got 2 bags. They're just random. They're not. You couldn't choose the colors. But you know, I'm always using DMC, so I thought that was a really good deal. Here's the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. And I'm not sure which one this one is, which month it is. This is called River Rock, and it's a 40 count. So far, I've gotten, I think it's my second one. I really love this fabric. Then I got, it's a 32 count Jobelin from Under the Sea Fabrics. It's called Incoming Storm. It's their color of the month. This is probably November. I think I like, you know, most people like really soft fabrics, and I don't. I like them better when they got a little bit of stiffness to them. Now, I don't want something so stiff it can, you know, cut me or anything like that, but, I mean, I have some Ada that's really stiff. But, you know, if it's not too stiff, I don't mind it. This is December's Fabric of the Month, and I get an Ada 16 count on that one. And, you know, I've noticed that a lot of the months, these fabrics of the months are blue. And this is supposed to be the prim. But it's really pretty. It's hard to see. It looks more greenish there than... And this is a fat quarter, I do believe, 18 by 26. Yeah, 18 by 26. So that's a nice piece. And then I got my very last bag of the month from So Much to Love. I really, really wanted to join for this year, but I did hold off. Haven't even, well, I did open it, I guess. I'll put it back in here, see what the goodies are this month. But, you know, I just decided I just couldn't rationalize it to myself, you know, spending that much money on a bag every month. I mean, occasionally I'll still buy bags from her. Here's a needle minder, a Santa needle minder. And here's a little charm. It's a little Christmas tree. She's doing the charm bracelet this year. And let's see what this. And this is called "Meanwhile in the North Pole" by Twin Peaks Primitives. So that's what her goodies were this month. I do really like her bags, though, so I have nothing bad to say about those. I do think I would like a little bit larger of a bag, but you can buy the larger bags too, so that's pretty cool. Then I went on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and I decided they had the Etoile thread, the 10, for $49.99, so that's cheaper than I saw it anywhere else, and this is part of my Christmas present to myself from my husband. I also ordered, and I can't even remember where I got this. It's 1931 Brick House by Tree of Life Samplings. I saw this somewhere. I do not remember. Ordered the fabric and the thread for it. So, I love that. That might be a start this year, too. And I'd really like to start the Mary Wingham? I don't remember. And this is the fabric of the month. It's called Blue Willow from Hand Dyed Happiness. Blue. But I tell you, I really like her fabrics. And I also got a piece of 40 count from her, and I love it. It's the quality and the dyeing is really, she does a great job dyeing it, and the quality of the fabric is good too. So I can't really go wrong there. And this one is another Hand Dyed Happiness. It's called Evening Waters. It's the 16 count fabric of the month, and it's blue with pink. But well, I mean, I think that I've got to find a cool design that would really take advantage of this big, you know, lighter part. I mean, I know there's bound to be the perfect design out there for that. I just got to find it. I also joined for 3 months the X Jude design fabric of the month, and it's really cool because she sends you a couple of skeins of floss, and then this is 40 count. I don't know if it has the name on here or not. Let me see. It's called Dragon's Egg. So, and I've already got. I think this one might be my last one that I'm getting, which I've got one more right there. But I think that's my last one from from her. Unless I rejoin, and I think I probably better not. Here's the 2 pieces of 2 threads that I got from her on this one. They're pretty. And this one is called Snowy Sky. Now that one, it does look just like a, you know, clouds in the sky. That's gonna 40 count. Oh no, these are 46 count. I thought I got 40 count, but I guess I get 46 from her. Since I've discovered that I can actually stitch on the higher counts, I've been really loving it. But as you see, I still use DMC, so I like it all. I'm not no snob when it comes to fabric. Just give it all to me. Then this is my Silks for You. This was November's or December's, one or the other. I think this must be December's because that one there is January's, and they're all shades of purple. Ooh, they're nice and bright down there, but good. I love Silks for You. But who doesn't? If you don't, then I don't understand. But, you know, everybody, to each their own. And this is the January's. This one looks more of a teal color than it's showing up. It's really, that would look really nice on my peacock, but I just got it today, so. And then I'm in my own fabric of the month, which I don't do this every month, but this is Carrie's Creation, the last order I put in. What's really funny about hers is I'll order them, and it takes a couple of weeks. You know, she's got to get them together. She does have a full-time job now. You know, she doesn't just do dyeing. And it used to take her like 7 days. Now it takes about 2 weeks, which I have no problem waiting on 2 weeks. But every time she'll send me a shipping notice, and then it keeps showing pre-shipping, pre-shipment, pre-shipment, and I'll wait a week, maybe sometimes 2 weeks. And then I'll send her an email and ask her to check on it for me, and the very next day it's on its way. I guess what she does is she does pre-shipment, and then sometimes it doesn't get mailed. Now, that doesn't happen every month, but it's happened several times. But I think there's 20 here, and I'm not going to, these are all silks. I'm not going to name them all, but they are lovely. This is, she does one of my favorite silks, which, you know, there's not many that I don't like. So, what can I say? I'm a thread and a fabric addict. I need a 12-step program when it comes to that. I mean, I really shouldn't say, you know, joke about addicts, because my oldest son is a drug addict, and it's really, really hard dealing with that. Hard and scary, and, you know, it's just stressful. He's the one that's out of town working, and then when he comes in town, it's bad. So I would appreciate anyone that prays to please say a prayer for him. These I ordered for something. Don't know what though. This is another start that I'm going to do. I got the threads. I just have to figure out which fabric I'm going to use. And this is the Merrily We Welcome Spring. There's a sound group on Facebook, which I'm a part of, but I just haven't got around to starting it yet. Sorry about the itchy nose. You know how that goes. This is an order I put in for 1, 2, 3 stitch a while back. Fabric. This is 40 count mallow. This is a small 13 by 18 piece. This is 32 count bittersweet light Jobelin. This is another 13 by 18 piece. Vintage Stormy Night Lagana. Now see this Lagana, it's got a little bit more stiffness than the Jobelin, so I really like that much better. And this is another piece of the, this is 32 count vintage country mocha. Like I said, that's one of my very favorite fabrics. I really, really like it. And I have a bunch of thread here. And I know I ordered this thread for something. I didn't just order thread. And it's mostly like Classic Color Works. Oh, I know what this right here is for the Echoing Evergreen Sal from Tempting Tangles. Takes those 3 dinky dyes. So I'll leave this here and I'll put that in there. And these, it's Gassed and Classic Color Works. And I don't remember what it's for. I'm sure when I start going through my stuff, I'll hopefully figure this out. Oh, I know part of this is for the Christmas garden from Blackbird Designs. That's part of this. Not all of it, part of it is though. And someone suggested on that higher count fabrics to use a beading needle, but these are pretty sharp. They said if you can find a blunt one. But does anyone know who sells a blunter beading needle? This is the John James, but everyone I looked at in the, you know, online, I mean, looked like they were pretty sharp. So I don't know. I just don't know. Then I had an order from, this is also from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. I decided I wanted to try these. These are from, of course, Rosewood Manor. I think these are so pretty. And they come with the threads, which are the House of Embroidery. And I've been wanting to try these threads. And this is what it takes. So I thought, well, I'm going to get one of these. And if I like it, then I might go and get each one of them eventually. Not right now. Because I think I have enough to stitch right at this moment. So, and I also got the part 6 of that one. And I don't know what I was looking for, but I got this one. It's from Needlework Press. Patronella Amadeus, 1834. Samplers. Oh, I just love them. Then I ordered 3 samplers from Nicola at Hands Across the Sea. And now there's another one out that I'd like to have. But oh my gosh, I got so many of hers. That this one is the Harriet Hartland 1782. This is the Amy Can. I've been wanting to order this one for a while. I just hadn't got around to doing it. And then the Mary Clayton, which is a stitch along, which I'm probably going to start that one too. This is a pretty small one comparatively for her samplers. And I don't remember where I saw. I think I might have got this from Shakespeare's Peddler, because I ordered some things from them. And I saw this tree stitched. I don't know where it was, but they didn't have it. See here, they've got it. This one right here. They got it, you know, the way they've got it finished. But it was just a piece of fabric, and they had the tree on there. And oh my gosh, I love that. So I went on and searched for it, and I found it. So I went ahead and got it. It's one of the paper ones, so. And then I got, this is Little Red Bird, and I got this. This is Lottie Da. Thought that was really cute. This is Brenda Gervais Brick House Sampler. And this is a Shakespeare's Peddler, Jane Pattinson, 1806. I've been wanting that one for a while, too, and I decided to bite the bullet and get it. And this is, of course, the Jenny Bean for the Parlor. This is part 5. I think part 5. Part 4 or 5. So, that's the next part in there. I got this from someone online, and it came from, it might be Etsy, but I can't remember the shop or where, you know, exactly. It's called Sarah Dean 1860. And then I did put in for this one right here, Snow Garden by Blackbird Design. This was Shelley Keex stitch. She was giving this away, and I won it. The first time I've ever won anything on Facebook or on the groups or on YouTube or any of that. Then I saw this calendar, which I'm not one big, I mean, I've got a couple of the calendars from years gone by, but I really love these kind of designs like this. This is Awesome Pattern Studio, and it's really cool. I got this on Amazon. I saw this on somebody's Flosstube video, and it's got some really cute ones in there. And I thought, what's a better way to try some of these fractal designs like this, or some of these designs than, you know, here. And then you got the calendar, and in the back you got this little folder, and it's got all the patterns in there. So, and I think it wasn't, but I think it's like $11 or $12. It wasn't expensive at all, because you got, you know, all those designs in there. Okay, now I've got one more thing. Well, no. First of all, I remember telling you about the Martina Wienberg and how I was doing her stitch-alongs. And it was like 4 seasons, and I'd ordered the pattern, and she dyed thread for them. Well, I got the thread for the first one, and then I kept trying to get her to sell me the thread for the other one, and I never could get a hold of her. And when I did, one time she said, well, I don't understand why you want it, because you didn't buy the pattern, which I did. And then the next pattern came out, I went ahead and bought that one. I thought, well, if nothing else, I'll just put my own thread with it. I don't have to have hers. Well, then I kept emailing her, you know, every now and then I'd email her and say, look, I'm still trying to get those threads. And then one day she says, I've mailed your threads out. Well, I never got an invoice. And so I thought, well, maybe she's mistaken. You know, maybe she's thinking about the first set of threads that I got and paid for. Well, she mailed me the threads for the next 3, which, you know, this is the autumn ones, winter, and summer. I have the ones for spring. And this pattern, which is the Quaker Welcome Band. Now, I didn't pay for any of this stuff, and I sent her an email stating that, you know, I thank you so much for the thread, that you got the threads to me, but I haven't had an invoice. Please, you know, you can invoice me and I will pay you. And I haven't heard back from her yet, so I'll just keep you informed on what happens there. And the last things I have is Sassy Jack Stitchery. They have this thing called Jack's Stash. And it's kind of like a Stitchy Box type thing. And you get one, it's one a month. I think it's $30. It comes wrapped up like this. This is the November one. I thought I'd show you what I got. And it's, I think it's really, I love these little things. I mean, you get some really cool stuff in here. Okay, this one has a little sled. It's got some finishing fabric. This is wool. This is called juniper for the back of something, you know, like a little pillow or whatever. Which I really need to learn how to do all that. This is called, it's cobalt. This is Blackberry Primitives. And this one is WDW Weeks Dye Works? Yeah, Weeks Dye Works. I got a little ruler thingy. Those are cute. Then we got some, this is the Prim pack from Ship's Manor. There's 4 of them here. Put them in front of the thing so you can see. So, and this is Weeks Dye Works 2-stranded floss. I don't know exactly what kind it's supposed to be. It's Lancaster Red. And I think it's for this right here, Modern Folk Embroidery. It's what the name of this one. The Deer Sampler. I think it's for the Deer Sampler. I did read it, but I can't remember now. And here is stocking sleds. This is and this is for the sled, the little sleigh there. And there's the paper, and here's the things for it. So I thought that was really a good, you know, a good box. It's really cool. Oh, I gotta put all this stuff away. One more. This is the December one, which of course I did open it and look at it, but I want to save it here until there you go. Because it's fun. So they sent this little card. It's a postcard. That's their little, basically their little symbol is a little squirrel. They sent this banding. And it's for something in there. I know. They sent these threads. Oh! This might be what I need for something I was getting ready to order, some copper. It looks copper. Just exactly what I needed. I forgot I had that. There's this petite treasure braid. This is rainbow tweed. Here's another treasure braid. This is in red. This is called Fabulous Fibers. It's a petite peluche. And here is another one. This is ice blue. Those are cool. Don't know what I would use it for, but I might find something sometime. And here is a band, which these are getting popular from what they say, these little bands. I guess for finishing. These little bands like this. It's like a ribbon. And this is Silken Colors Blood Moon Rising, limited edition. Those are not cheap. I mean, right there it says $7.90 on the thing. I have some designs I'd like to kit up that takes either Gloriana or Silken Colors, but they're so darn expensive. I just, whew. You know, I don't really mind too much if it's anywhere $2 to $4, but man, once it gets up there at $8, that's unless it's just a couple of colors, it's not so bad. But when you have one that has like 30 colors, it's like, oh my gosh. And here is Plum Street Samplers, Soul Sisters. And then here's another band. And that one is to stitch their very first design that they did, and this is Mary Poppins, and it fits on this banding. I think it says you go in one stitch, not one, I mean just one thread in, and it fits completely in this band. I mean, you know, perfectly. So that's pretty cool. So that's it for that box. So that's the December, November, and December boxes. I don't remember what this is for, but I'll have to read the paper again. I'll put that back in there so I don't forget. Yeah. So I can see what's what. But, you know, this, I mean, all these patterns and threads and stuff, it's wonderful. So that's my haul. That's my starts. That's my projected starts for the next near future. So that's what I want to do this year. I want to work on some of my old WIPs. And I want to work on some starts that's not stitch-alongs. And I was looking for my book over there. It tells the stitch-alongs I'm getting ready to start. Most of them are from Magical Quilts. She has several that she's doing. That's the one that did the Weaver's Tapestry Band Sampler that I finished last year, and the Bird Sampler. She's got an owl one, and then another one, and she's doing like an ornament a month, 50 by 50 a month, and a 25 by 25 a month, or whatever, 20, you know, smalls. So I don't know how many of those I'll do or start or anything like that, but I do want to do some of hers, so we'll see. Well, I guess that's about it for this week. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of the month. I'm going to try to get this uploaded pretty soon. I've been having so much fun watching everybody's WIP parade and their end of the year wrap-ups and all that stuff. And I waited so long since my husband was home that, you know, it's kind of hard. And I've showed all, you know, my finishes in the last video, so I really only had, like I said, only had 5, you know, so it's not that many, but I hope I can do more this year. That's one of my goals. I'd like to do more ornaments. I printed up probably a dozen out of the few of the ornament issues of the just cross stitch ornament issues. So I'm gonna try to start working on some of those. My problem is learning to finish. So we'll see. You know, I'm hoping that this year I can get to a retreat. I think someone asked me if I would be interested in one in the mountains, so which is a couple hours away. So, you know, close to Sassy Jack's, which, yeah, that's great, because I don't want to fly. No. I just want to drive my car. So if it's somewhere I can drive my car to, I will try to go. You know, if I can afford it, and, you know, if it's not too expensive, I'm going to try to make it. But like I said, we're thinking about buying a house, so we have to start tightening our belts, especially me. My husband doesn't spend that much money, but I got to get, you know, I'm on a lot of clubs, and I got to probably start whittling those down a little bit. So anyway, y'all have a good rest of the week, and I'm not sure when I'll be back. I'm going to probably a couple of weeks. My son comes home again, not this weekend, but the next weekend. So he'll be home anywhere from 4 to 7 days. I hope it's closer to 4, because it's rough when he's here. I mean, he just, yeah, I just can't even explain it. So, but anyway, once he's back to work, I'll make another video and show you what I've been working on, and hopefully I can make some good progress on stuff to show you. So, all right now, everyone have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.